All right, here we go. Screencast number 2. These are going to be some awesome iTerm tricks. All right, iTerm is probably my favorite program on OS X, even better than Sublime. Best thing about iTerm is it does almost nothing, but it does do one cool thing. It does split, and that's Apple or Command for you modern people. Command Shift D that creates this split in between. And now I've got two panes. I can run the Rails server here, and I can run Rails console here. And then if I hit Command Shift D again, now I can run my tests here. So I can run rake. And this is pretty much exactly what all I do all day long. Is I run the server, I run my tests. Usually there are a lot more, and then I run Rails console. So this is pretty much how I work all the time. Now, if you are saying to yourself, when I run Apple Shift D, I don't end up in the directory that I was just in. I end up in my home directory. Then, too bad. You can't change that. No, false. You can change it. It's configurable. So I go to Preferences, and in iTerm Preferences, there's all kinds of good stuff. In particular, this Profiles thing, the working directory here, I have this set to some kind of advanced configuration thing, which is fine. But I think the previous sessions directory is a good choice, or you can do this thing that I was doing. So I guess this is a split pane. I've decided to reuse my previous sessions directory versus if I create a new window, then it uses the home directory, which is a totally fine choice. One other thing that I find incredibly annoying is that when I'm in this split panes, by default, it dims them. And I hate that. So it looks like this, or maybe it looks something like this, but maybe it's more white. I hate that. So I turn this to minimal. And that makes you can't tell exactly which pane you're in as well, but if you look at that, cursor changes. So I really like that. Cool? That's how iTerm works. Now, how do I close these panels? Do I use my mouse and I go up here and I try to find this little teeny X over here? No, I don't do that. I use Control D. Control D means end of file. That's like the universal I'm done signifier. So you can do that with Rails console. Control D, I'm done with that. Control D, that panel closes. Control D, and make more. Control D, boom. How about that? So easy, right? Other important control keys you have to worry about? None. Don't worry about it. Control D is the only one you need. All right, it's a really good one. Should we do another little how-to on productivity real quick? As long as we're doing this all right. Okay. Also, I've been watching a lot of you guys use Sublime or Atom. Same thing. Doesn't matter. Some of you guys do a pretty good job. Some of you guys don't. No big deal. I'm gonna show you guys some good tricks here. All right. So one thing that what I do. So I think most of you guys have seen Command D. This is a really good thing. So now I can select multiple things at once. So maybe if I don't want belongs to, if I want to say integer, and then I guess this would actually be fine. Here I want. Oh, you know what? These are all integer, but I want the end of these to all say ID because this will be an alternative way to express that same information. Belongs to is the same as that. So that's with Command D. Now, if you notice when I was in Command D mode, you see me just kind of moving around one letter at a time like this? No, I don't do that. I move around lots of letters at a time, and I use the Option key. So if you use the Option key, you can move by word, which is really cool. Or if you use the Command key, you can move to the beginning and end of the line. So that's how I'm always moving around with Option and Command. And then you can always use the Shift key in combination with any of those to make a multiple selection. This kind of stuff is really, really important. I mean, not really important, but it definitely makes you feel like you're moving around fast. So I think that's worth trying to figure out. So it's Command, Option, and then you can kind of you can play it. You can do lots of different things, but you can also speak clearly. Among the things you can do is you can just try out what's Command and Option do together. What does Option and Command do together? Ooh, look at that. Option and Command with the arrow keys move between tabs. That's cool. I didn't even know that. It's a cool thing I just figured out right now. And now that's your toolbox. To actually move the way that I move between tabs is with Apple Shift and then the brackets, the braces. I wish it showed me the braces. I think in the video it'll actually show this, but what I'm hitting is Apple Shift and then these little braces, and that makes me move between tabs, which is also pretty cool. Turns out you can also use Command Option for that. So I encourage you guys, when you're in Sublime and you're kind of oh man, I'm just moving so slowly, definitely try out the Option key. Definitely try out Command D. There are a whole bunch of other things you can do in Sublime. For example, when I'm in the ERB mode, one thing that I do all the time that I never see you guys do, because you don't know any better, which is fine. For example, when I'm in a block and I'm oh, it's a div, I'm like, oh, I have to go here, I have to write this little thing, and I always write them wrong. No, I don't do that. I just say, go to a div, and I just hit tab. It just fills it in for you. Look at that. Look at that. Or suppose I like forgot to end this div, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to write the end of this div. Now I'm going to do that. You can use Command, Option, and Dot. Boom. How are you going to remember that? Practice. All right. So those are the couple productivity tips for the day. You never have to like drive yourself crazy with these, but if you kind of pick up one or two every once in a while, you'll seem like a real pro. All right. End of screencast.